Yeah, my buddy did that.
With some
My
wooden
first
rifles.
roommate in college, he was ROTC and got kicked out. Got kicked out of school and the ROTC, which is hard to do because the ROTC needs your ass to stay. They need people
What
bad.
did he do? Smoking weed?
Never showed up. Showed up drunk if he did show up. Was drunk and never showed up. Yeah. So he'd have he'd have superiors yelling at him, come and get him out of his dorm room. His whole life needed structure, so it was good, but it never worked for this dude because nothing was going to fix him. He was on his own little planet.
So guys that are on their own little planet, and then they go to the military, and they got long hair, and they cut their hair, and then they kind of deprogram you, right? Where you laughed, and the guy fucking kicked you in your ass. You were laughing at him, and he's like, "What the fuck are you laughing at?"
Yeah.
And so they're breaking you down, and then we all become the same. We all, you know, and then all the same.
They give you
all think the same.
I don't know, propaganda, what they do to you, but all of a sudden, it's the Army way, and you got to do it that way. You know, you believe in it. You believe in it. It's not till after I came back that I was in Germany and I said, you know, war is hell. There are no winners in war. Nobody wins. Either side, nobody wins. Everybody has people dying. Everybody has family. We have people that love them. And yet, we go over there and we do this because they're asking us to. Mm-hmm. You know, and you don't think twice about it. When you're in the middle of it, man, all you can think about, hey, we got to take care of business. You know, you're guarding your partner, you're guarding you want to stay alive, you're fighting to stay alive.
How often were you scared? Were you scared ever?
Can you forget that you're in Vietnam by just doing your job? I don't think you could.
No, yeah.
Because every day you look out,
it's there.
it's there.
I had an old pilot that had seen me on television doing police work here through the department. He got in touch with me and he said, I had to talk to you. He says, weren't you ever afraid? Because all you did was laugh. He says, that's all you ever did here. And I was a crew chief on a helicopter. So essentially when you're up there flying, you're shooting a gun. That's all you're doing. And he says, and we've been through some heavy stuff. And I said, you know, Mr. Johnson, I can still hear you saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. He's in a hover hole. You know, we're just hovering. He says,
oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
I can hear you saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. He says, and all I can hear you is laughing, saying, it's okay, Mr. Johnson. They're just throwing softballs at us. You just keep flying. You're doing good. You know, and he got us out of it, and I owe the guy my life. You know, he's the one that got us up and out of it. We're taking all this shit.
Those were before Black Hawk. Those were just.
I know. Those were like the Hyundais of the sky.
Yeah.
And they didn't even bring them back. Off the aircraft carrier, they ditched them in the water.
Yeah, they got rid of them.
They threw them in the water with planes.
I was too stupid to be afraid, you know, and I'd sit there. After you're going hot, then you're breaking away because you're going to come back and make another run. And you're saying, oh, dear God, just let me get through this one. Come on. You know, please, God, help me out. You know, you get through it on the way back. But once you were away from it, you're all good. It doesn't matter. It's just like walking down the block again.
Well, you're a bunch of young kids is all I can ever think about. It's like, are you sneaking away trying to see girls ever?
Over there? Or?
Yeah, over there.
No.
Never?
No.
On leave, though.
Well, no, I take that back. Yes.
I was going to say, it's a bunch of 19-year-old boys.
You'd go into town, and it was restricted because it was a heavy fortified VC bait, you know, where we were at. So you're allowed to go into open storefronts if there were stores. You weren't allowed to go off the street. And really, if you had the time, and I didn't get to go into town that often, but when you did, you couldn't wait to get off the streets.
Right.
You know, just go catch a little, you know, hey, buku, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Buku, boom, boom.
Shit, all right. Buku, bang, bang.
Bang, bang.
Buku, boom, boom. Yeah,
bang, bang.
And these little kids that would steal the shit out of you, know, they just... That movie, Good Morning Vietnam, Robin Williams.
Yeah.
The way the kids steal shit, that's just the way they were. You know, and I didn't realize it. You know, you thieving little pieces of shit. Well, they're doing what they got to do to get by. So we'd go by and get boxes of sea rations, and put.
What was in those?
Oh, sea rations were canned meats, ham and eggs, meatloaf, boned chicken. There were vegetables in them. Some of that shit was good.
I was going to say, I guess some of it's got to be all right.
Yeah, I trade around. I love the ham and eggs.
And so it's in like a tin, and you open it, and you heat it, or you just open it and eat it?
If you had time to heat it, you'd heat it. Sometimes you didn't. And you had these little P38s. They're a little can opener, just a little small thing. Went around.
A little key like that.
Yeah, open it up, eat your stuff. So you'd take a case of them. In a case, there was 12 boxes of sea rations. And so... you'd leave the box in the back of the Jeep or in the back of the truck so they could see that it was there, knowing that they're going to steal it.
Oh yeah, I was like, just take it.
And you fire on them?
Take it.
The freebie.
No, you put a smoke grenade in there.
Oh
And
man, that's awesome.
open the box and
That's like when you go to rob a bank and then you go, look, oh man, bam!
Yeah.
Red fucking die all over you.
put smoke on them or give them. They loved candy, so X-Lax. Give them X-Lax. You're different. It's a different world, when you're doing that stuff.
Yeah.
And just watch. And they'd run around. They'd run fast. There's no way this fat ass is ever going to get. I was thin then, but I'm not going to chase anybody. So they'd run, and then you hear. And then you can see the smoke coming up, and then you'd see him run around. You buku number 10, new number 10 GI, and then pumping you off, but didn't hurt anybody. It was just
for fun.
Yeah.
How old were you?
I was 18. I just turned 18.
18.
I turned 18 November
fuck?
29th, and I was there the first week of February.
What did you do on your 18th birthday? Do you remember? On the actual day of, like you were probably still in high school, right?
Yeah, I was a senior in high school.
You remember, Grant?
I don't remember. What did you do?
I went to Buffalo Wild Wings and ate from Minnesota with my friends.
That sounds about right.
Oh shit!
Oh,
I think
yeah.
we went to Hooters. I'm almost positive we went to Hooters with my buddy's dad. I think he took
I
us
was
to Hooters
I was in
restaurant.
Chicken wings. You got
I was in Fort Stewart, Georgia. I was in the Army by myself.
You know what I did? I went with the guys I was playing baseball with April 23rd, the day of my 18th birthday. Went to Hollywood Boulevard to the Pussycat Theater, and we watched Deep Throat and The Devil and Miss Jones. Fucking cochinos, eh? Still in high school, man.
My heroes.
And then we had the first baseman, Eddie Rincon, this big dude, and he would laugh like, and then when they were fucking, he would just be laughing. We're like, Eddie, shut the fuck up. We had never seen, I'd never seen a porno.
How was Deep Throat? It's like the iconic one, but I don't know how many people actually see it.
This is a good movie.
I think it was tons of people saw that, right?
It had
But
that
wait, it
whole-
was on- It was on Hollywood Boulevard? Yeah, it was on
It had that
Hollywood.
music.
Yeah.
That kind of shit soundtrack.
By the way,
Yeah.
I got to give the other side of it, okay? So I messed with the kids. Nothing serious, never hurt anybody.
Were you going to go and get some American
But I
motherfucker? What do you
did.
mean you're gonna
But
do
I
that?
did help start an orphanage over there. And I wrote back the city that I grew up in, Pico
What do you
Rivera.
mean? You left all the kids in one fucking little house?
Yeah.
No, they were
Orphanage.
They were living. It
impromptu
touched my heart when we saw these little kids,
it's awful,
eight
man.
8 years old, teaching them how to protect their village. With Uzis and any gun that they could get their hands on. So then, the guys that I was flying with, everybody just took it upon themselves, rode home. I rode home to my family in Pico. They put it in the local Pico press, the Pico paper, and asking for help. So I got clothes and stuff sent to me. We helped start a village, a little orphanage back there. The orphanage is still in existence today.
Wow.
They're still supported by the same guys that.
Same kids are there. They're fucking 75 years old.
yeah.
They're still there. They never got out of the way. We came to get them.
One of the kids was a little girl that is now married, alive, and well, living in Huntington
Big
Beach.
tetas?
Yeah.
Probably not because you're chinita. Probably not.
And
Probably long
alive and
nipples,
well.
but nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing else.
Heavy long nipples.
She's wanted to thank people, because she made it out. She was part of the orphanage, and she's here now.
That's wild.
That's insane.
Do you ever go in the middle of the night and scare her?
Yeah.
You get $1, or you go to a window? The helicopter.
Smoke grenade.
Hey, so, I don't know, man. I just don't. It's fine. I'm fascinated by asking you because I know that I'm not sure. There were no IED, none of the stuff like they had in Afghanistan where you're walking and blow up.
No, and I didn't worry about that.
They didn't booby trap back then?
They had mines
all
back then,
sorts
but
of
I wasn't on
booby
the
traps.
roads. I was up in helicopter, so land and get back to my hooch. And the only time I was ever in a vehicle was when we had to go pick up more ammunition or go make a trash.
What would you
dump.
take? Food to the guys, pick up trash, get down low, dump all the shit, maybe take a guy with you and get the fuck out of there, fly in and fly out?
No, I'm telling you, that's the only time I was in a vehicle. In a helicopter, two kinds I was there. Number one, for the first 7 months, I was in what we call slicks. These are Huey helicopters that would go in. We would resupply, take them either food, their mail, ammunition, new troops. We would extract old troops, wounded troops, dead troops. So insertion, extraction. That's what we did. At one time, we were flying defoliation, this Agent Orange that you hear about.
Mm-hmm.
They put a big fucking bladder inside the helicopter with
Oh, my God.
sprayers out there,
Oh.
and then we'd fly over rice paddies. Matter of fact, that's the only time I ever saw somebody that I ever shot, because when people are shooting at you, you're shooting back, all you're seeing is muzzle flashes. Well, now I'm flying over a rice paddy, and right by the end of these dikes that are in between them, as we're going, all of a sudden, and you're flying slow. You're low and slow, and all of a sudden, some little ding jumps up and hit the helicopter at least 3 or 4 times before I reacted, and I hit him. And when I hit him, man, he flew, bam! He flipped and fell and went back down. And as soon as that happens, you immediately have to drop smoke to mark the spot, and then you pull up and out. Wow. And then the gunships that are flying escort for you, they come in with miniguns and rockets. And so that day, I just made a decision. Man, I'm tired of running. Every time you get shot at, you got to run. The big boys with the guns come in. So I went in and I said, I want to fly guns. So I went to gunships. And never saw another Vietnamese soldier or anybody, South Vietnamese, VC, North Vietnamese, that I hit. But then I did, and that's the only one I ever saw in country. The rest of the time is all gunships. So.
Is there a reason for tracer fire so they could see where they're shooting?
Yeah,
so
and I want to say
something you can't
my
see?
memory serves me correctly. It's every 5th or every 10th round is a tracer.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. And
So the other guys would come in after you guys to clean up, huh?
they would. We didn't go in to clean up. Nobody went in to clean up. You did what you had to do. And
I meant finish up. If there was, would they go in to make sure there was no other soldiers there? Is that why they were backing up?
No.
Why would they come in after you guys then? When you put
the
flare out?
gunships? As soon as you'd mark the spot where it happened.
Yeah.
First thing you do is you incoming or shots fired, and then I would throw one. There'd be another slick behind me. He would
to
throw
light
one.
him up.
So the gunships. We would then pull out the gunships and know, okay, somewhere between the 2 smokes, that's where the enemy was.
Just
So they just come in with miniguns and rockets.
What was the caliber? What were you shooting?
I was using M60,
60s.
7.62 rounds, and the M16 was 5.62.
And it was every 5 rounds for tracers.
Yeah.
I watched Restepo, that thing.
Yeah.
And they said with that 50 caliber gun with a sniper, even if it misses somebody, if it goes by them, it'll sear their skin.
Yeah,
It's going so fast.
that 50 calibers is an ugly, big, vicious weapon. We could never shoot something like that, with what we had.
That's a big, isn't it? It's huge, isn't it?
big
it's
asshole
massive.
round.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you see them, you can't believe they go in and come out of a fucking gun. That's so big.
Those guys, I did the Harry Truman out there in the ocean a couple years ago, and I shot the 50 caliber, and you're not even looking, the ship, the gun is out there, but you're in here looking at a screen, and you have the red thing, and you look, and they fire, and you just shoot into the thing. But I go, what do you see out here? He goes, And those guys are like, oh man, this is some Somali pirates, and they try to come at us. And I go, what do you guys do? He goes, Jordan, they disappear like in a puff of red, like flap.
They're gone.
They disintegrate.
And they don't give a fuck.
There's a 50 cal bullet.
Yeah, it's
big.
massive.
There you go.
It's the
Bigger
biggest
than
thing
a
I've
dollar
ever seen.
bill.
They ride up on us, and he goes, they ride up on us in these dinkety ass fucking things, and they start shooting like you hear pop, pop, and they're like, are they fucking shooting?
Those guys have balls, man. They run up on the biggest ships.
Fucking light them up.
Yeah, they do.
We had, we went.
You hear that, Somali pirates?
When I was
Motherfucker, you guys don't even have shoes, eh?
Don't be running up on our boats.
flying guns, they gave us a mission. It was to search and destroy pack elephants. The North Vietnamese and the South Vietnamese were using elephants to transport their food and ammunition, their weapons. So they said, okay, here's where they're last seen. There's a group, go out there. So we go out there.
Shoot elephants?
Shoot elephants. And we went out, and what we did was we had white phosphorus, Willie Peter, in the rockets. So you'd go in here, light it up this way, make another run, and light it up that way. So the only way the elephants can get out is
Oh my God.
you'd close them
waiting
out
for the
3 ways.
clearing.
Yeah, and they'd say, okay,
Here they come.
here they come. You guys get them first. So they allowed us. We had freewheeling 60s. You guys get the and remember, this is
So there's smoke. There's smoke here, and they're looking. They don't see smoke, and they don't see smoke there, so they're running.
they're running out
right
that
towards
way.
you.
Yeah, towards the open door. And this is
I think that's better than a circus. Huh?
Yeah, man.
this is
Not for
Byron
them.
Belly, take notes, man.
remember, this is war, and it's not something that I would ever do or think of. Or
Yeah, no. Yeah.
don't write me letters, animal activists. But they're coming out, and then the pilots said, okay, you guys get first crack. So we're shooting our freewheeling 60s at them, and you hit them, and a 60 on that elevator just like flies.
Yeah, I was gonna say that can't hurt him that much.
That inbound said, okay, your turn's up, now our turn. Then they'd come in, and they'd hit them with rockets. But all that ever happened with rockets is they hit right below and the elephant you just see the elephant just go boom,
Fall over, yeah.
fall over sideways,
Dead. Like shocked hit.
I don't know what the fuck
System
we were going to go
gone.
down. We were going to
Stiff.
go down with the stethoscope.
Yeah.
You know, we just
Take its pulse. See how it is.
There's no head.
You just go
Nobody's
for, they go for the legs, though. That's all
nobody's
they were doing,
calling
right?
code blue. Well, with rockets, you're just
Shooting
all
at
you're-
it.
Yeah, you're aiming at anything close. And back then, the sights for rockets weren't that really.
This was the site for the rocket.
This was a
Yeah.
sight, and what you would do is they'd put a little circle with an X on the windshield. You know,
Oh my God.
So you'd
like a
there it is.
decal.
Bam.
Yeah. They would just move it if it was
Oh,
off.
there
Like,
you go.
nah, put
Yeah,
that sticker
right?
over here.
You'd aim it over there.
So you had to be more of a marksman than I would say now, maybe.
Yeah, you'd have to shoot it. Okay, let's see where that. Okay, now let's try it again. And
I'm like Googling this as you're talking about it. I'm not even finding a lot of results about people talking about shooting elephants.
Yeah.
In the, like,
I'm
this
sure
is-
they didn't brag about it.
But
No,
like,
it's
I
not
don't know,
something-
I
I'm sure
wanna
that
say
was-
breaking news.
I'm sure that was military.
Breaking
I'm sure that was military secrets. I mean, that was like, you don't talk about it.
nothing. I mean, and I emphasize that was war, not something that should be done. You know, you talk about. It was ugly. There are no winners in war.
Did you ever have to hand somebody?
No.
No street fight. No,
You
nobody
were
came
in
up
the
to
air.
you.
No,
you think it was safer in the air than it was on the ground?
Oh, I do. You ask
See,
the
I
guys.
feel
in
that, right? That's what my first thought was, because
and
on
the
the
guys
ground,
on the ground
shit.
think just the opposite. They were scared to death of being in the air, and this fat ass didn't want to be in the jungle with scorpions and rats and tigers. And
I'm with you.
all
I'm
that
up. I'm
shit.
way up. Put me in the
You know,
sky.
and then
Blah, 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 blah.
I'd come home, you know, I'd land, rearm, refuel, and then go back to my hooch where I had a cot and I had a, you know.
So you'd be away.
yeah.
But then also there'd be guys behind you, bigger helicopters behind you, or to
well,
cover you.
in the slicks, when you always had gunship escorts. You know, you always had these gunships escorting with you. And when you're in gunships, you know, shit following you. You're just gunnies. You're not gonna be going down and landing. You're just gonna be flying and shooting and then coming back home.
How many of those things just fell on the, just malfunctioned and crashed on their own? Did that happen a lot or no?
No, it's either pilot error or they got shot down. They don't fall down on their own.
so they could shoot at you and penetrate the gas.
Fuck yeah! So a helicopter is just thin. You know,
Yeah.
it wasn't shit. So,
But I guess that's what I mean is like, those things must have been, I mean, no one's checking them down every time you take them off, right? You're just going. Are the mechanics
There
looking
wasn't
at them?
much to them.
yeah. We're checking them.
Oh, you are?
Yeah, every day. The crew chief, that was my job. I'd get out there and check the helicopter out and make sure that it's flyable.
Right.
I'm going to get in it. It's going to be flyable.
Right.
And you get it up, you get in the air. If it took rounds, well, then you come back and now they got to patch those rounds up and they got to make sure we didn't hit anything. There's a few spots, you know, if you lose an engine, you can still go down. You just got to find a place to land it. You lose your tail rotor,
You're done.
You're unless you got a long runway to go to, you're toast. You know, the drive shaft going to the rotor. You know, there's a few places that are really vulnerable, especially if you hit the pilots.
There were some dudes that were shot down that got some pilots that got held as prisoners, right?
Yes,
And
sure.
they paraded them through the street. There was a Latino guy.
Yeah, there was several of them. Most of them were fighter jet jockeys because you know they're the ones that got shot down. They saw them coming down. Not many people survived helicopter crashes. You know, much.
It's a
much more
shorter
brutal.
time to get to the ground, right?
Yeah.
You fall out of a plane, you got
You
plenty
don't
of
have
time to live.
parachutes. You don't have
Right.
parachutes
Yeah.
or anything.
There's not one parachute on a helicopter?
No.
Damn.
But I think when you hit,
I might bring my own.
you
They're
jump
like,
out
what's
of
up with that
the
backpack? I'm like, no, I just have a backpack today.
We were.
Get out, and just as you get, it comes out.
We had
I'm going-
armor plating, and flak jackets,
Right.
and I never wore them.
You know, because you thought if you're
Sat on them. I sat.
Did you wear
armor
it?
plating on the floor.
Let me
Yeah.
ask you this: did you wear it because you couldn't button it, or because you wanted to sit
You
on it?
motherfucker, no.
You didn't have an extension
No,
little vest?
shit.
When you
Bullets
go
are coming
swimming?
from.
you have an extra seatbelt? I need the
Below.
extender for the.
You know, they're coming from below. They're not going to, you know.
I think it's better to sit on them, man.
Yeah, that's
Can you imagine
smart.
if they
There's
shoot
logic.
up there, it goes through the helicopter
Exactly.
in your ass,
Exactly.
In your fucking nuts.
in your
Yeah.
fucking
Oh,
nuts. You lay there.
God
what the-
forbid. Why would you want to live if that happened?
Did you ever see someone get shot in a helicopter next to you or near you?
My gunner got shot. He took one in the back.
But did he live?
Yeah, he lived. He got sent back to the United States. I'm assuming.
When I
he's
used to
still
work
alive.
during the day in Northridge at what was that place, Telenine or whatever the fuck that was. There was a guy named Dennis Stapp, S-T-A-P-P, and he was kind of short guy with a beard, and he walked in a little thing, but just a roly-poly type dude. And then we were talking about him, And they said, Dennis was in Vietnam. And I said, get the fuck, Dennis was in Vietnam? He goes, yeah, he was a tail gunner on a helicopter. So we used to go to lunch and we're walking over, and I said, hey, man, you were in Vietnam? And he goes, yeah, I was a tail gunner. I said, what is that? I shot, cleared the roads. We went, I shot anything that moved. The tanks were going down there and we had to clear the way. I said, you shoot kids? He goes, maybe. I just shot wherever. I had to protect either them or me.
Right.
I said, you never had any nightmares or anything? He goes, no, I was doing my job.
Oh, it just went right through.
Wow, man.
Wow.
I was doing my job. That's what I was paid to do. It's going to be me or them. It's not going to be me.
The only nightmares I've ever had about that place is I'm stealing a helicopter.
What is it?
Get the fuck out.
Stealing I wanted to fly so bad because I learned how to fly when I was there.
Oh, wow.
But I wanted to fly so bad. I'd always, in mind, I'm always stealing a helicopter. I'll get on a base and I'm stealing it. I'm starting it up and I'm taking off and flying.
That's your dream. Do you dream still today about it?
Yeah, I still dream about flying.
Let's get you a fucking helicopter.
Oh, shit.
Let's go steal one.
I love
Bird
flying.
flies them.
When I worked homicide, we had our murder scenes. I would always go up in the Bird and take my own pictures.
Does Bird fly helicopters?
No,
Burr.
Bird does?
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck? Bird does?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
he was
man.
just about to take like his next
Right before
test.
COVID.
and then he's been studying, but then he had to put it off. But yeah, he's very, very into it.
He's the kind of guy that's going to get it and then buy his own fleet of helicopters.
You know it.
Yeah, because he's so into it. For a long time, he was talking about how much he loved it, and then he was going to take a final exam to fly independently. And COVID hit. Yeah, because I don't. It's a ton of hours. I remember he told me one time it's an insane amount of stuff you have to do to get approved.
That was one of the reasons I really wanted to be a deputy, only because they took their pilots from within the rank and file. They wanted to have their pilots. They wanted to bring them in, and they were already indoctrinated, into law enforcement work. And I ended up going, as my career went on, my dream was eventually to get the Homicide Bureau. I didn't get the Aero Bureau. I wanted to go to Homicide Bureau. A good buddy of mine went through academy together, worked patrol together. He went to Aero Bureau, and he had been a Marine Corps fighter pilot. And so he's over at Aero Bureau, and he flies a helicopter, he flies fixed wing. And one time he had to fly me up to San Jose on a case. And it's just him and I in the plane, the fixed wing. And he says, hey, Gil, he says, you want to take off? We're flying out of Long Beach. He says, you want to take off? And I said, yeah. So there it is, man. Pulled back, dude. I got in, pulled up, and we're flying. And God, this is the greatest fucking feeling. I'm up and away. So I said, okay, you got it. And he took it back. And I said, God damn it. There's only one job I would leave Homicide Bureau for. I said, and that's for Aero Bureau to become a pilot.
No shit. I didn't know that.
Never got it, huh?
Yeah, and he says, there's only one job I'd leave Aero Bureau for, and that's the lateral over to Homicide Bureau. And he says, unfortunately for the both of us, he says, I'm not a good investigator, and you're even worse as a pilot, so we better just keep our fucking days
Stay where you are.
Yeah.
Our next guest plays a real witch on TV, but in real life she couldn't be sweeter or more charming. From the hit show Charmed, please welcome Holly Marie Combs.
At the moment.
It looks great.
Thank you.
It looks like a guy that just loves football and kicking. Just guy like, hey, how you guys doing?
Hey, I know, I got one of those.
Look at that. You are still so little with just a little bump.
Yeah, it's fun. It's going well.
Is she not the most attractive 7-month pregnant person you have ever seen? I mean, that's nothing.
Nothing.
That's like when you go to a buffet in Vegas.
That's it.
I have no money to pay you. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, that's really nothing.
Now I want to know, before we get to the baby, I want to know, on Valentine's Day you did something very special.
I did.
Come on.
I found a husband. And obviously we had a really busy wedding night, and this just popped
like
up.
That.
Oh my goodness! And
now,
there
Holly,
it is.
when was that? When was that?
That was Valentine's Day.
Oh
Saturday.
my God,
Yeah.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well, yeah, we had kind of a deadline, so we decided to do it real quick.
So where did you get married?
We got married at the San Ysidro Ranch in Santa Barbara. Yes, I pulled a Gwyneth, I know. It wasn't really original, but it was quick.
And painless.
And painless, yes.
Well, he looks rather gorgeous.
Yeah, he's kind of cute, huh?
Yeah,
I didn't do so bad.
What does he do for a living?
He's a key grip, actually.
He scored on the show?
Yes.
All right, all right.
Do you know how hard it is for a key grip to pull an actor from the show? That is...
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
He's going to be so thrilled with that, let me tell you.
He's a legend.
Yeah, pretty much. Although I like that, though. I like the manly guys that know how to work with their hands and have tools, and not so much the creative types, but, you know.
No, I like men with good hands, too.
Yeah.
Okay, now let me ask you now, do you know what the sex of the baby?
Yes, it's a boy. And they keep telling me it's kind of making me nervous, but they say he's 2 weeks bigger at this point than he's supposed to be. Which I'm like, wow, so when is this thing gonna start,
moving,
slowing down and maybe not growing so much? And they're like, oh, it's okay, you'll just have a really big baby. I'm like, hi, not a tall person, where's it gonna go? And
not too wide either.
It keeps going out.
Now, we were talking about that before you came out. Are you prepared for what's going to happen? You know, Lamaze doesn't prepare you for what goes on in the delivery room.
Lamaze?
I haven't started yet.
But
although I have
me,
many girlfriends that just say, it doesn't work.
But once you get in battle, that stuff breathe. I was in there with my wife, and Sharon, you can say it is one of the
when they start saying take deep breaths and breathe in through your mouth, out through your nose, or the other way around, it's like, excuse me. There's no way.
Drugs.
No way.
Drugs.
It's like, hey, I'm screaming and cursing, and don't tell me about this deep breathing.
Yeah, it's like some form of hyperventilating that I think just makes you a little dizzy and supposedly doesn't make
you dizzy.
And not feel the pain. I don't know.
No, there's going to be pain. That's why you need a little drug. You need some drugs. You need to be very happy.
Now, what about, Ozzy says too, he says you wouldn't go to the dentist and have a tooth pulled without drugs, would you?
This is true.
No, it's
Absolutely.
true.
If they have to induce labor because they give you a drug that induces cramps.
Oh, because you want that.
You want the water to break. It makes the water break. I was telling Sharon that I was sitting down with brown suede shoes, and my wife was pregnant, and she couldn't get the water to break, so they hooked her up to the Pitocin, and she walks by, and she sneezes, and the water breaks all over my shoe.
And that's just some mystery
It was
fluid
so
that you don't want anywhere near you.
No, it is mystery fluid. You have no idea where it comes from.
What did you do with the shoes?
I went home barefoot and I walked to the I never wore them again. I was walking, oh!
Oh, yeah.
There's probably a homeless guy downtown, Los Angeles going, hey, these are kind of nice. Once you buff them out.
But they were very warm, I bet.
But it is the most exciting. After it, it's the most exciting when you see the baby and the emotion. The raw emotion is the best in the world.
I want to know, Holly, how through the whole time that we've been seeing you on Charmed, you don't look pregnant.
Well, we're trying to hide it.
Why?
We weren't terribly successful because we just started showing my pregnancy when I was 7 months, so just a couple weeks ago. But for 7 months, we tried to hide it. In the beginning, it wasn't so bad, and I could carry stuff, or I could just wear loose-fitting clothes. And then it got to the point where we have Alyssa and Rose, and then my head behind them.
We've actually got a clip that shows how you were hiding it quite well, actually.
Yeah, this one is good.
Are we going to see you in the show?
Yes.
We are. Okay.
Yeah, we're asking the audience to believe a lot, I know, but, it says 4 months later, and here I am 7 months pregnant. So I get it. If I get the letters from you all going, you don't look 4 months pregnant, I don't care what you say, this is not 4 months pregnant. I get it. I know. I'm 7 months pregnant.
It's only pretend.
I'm just huge as a house, and we're asking you to believe it's 4 months later.
So believe it. No letters. All right, you can catch Holly on Charmed Sunday nights at 8 on the WB. You look fantastic.
What's happening? Oh my God! Hey, it's me. Come on. But it's Halloween. It could not be me. Oh my God! I love you. All right, I love you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love. Listen, happy Halloween. Happy Halloween. It's all right. Happy Halloween. What if I was Eric Estrada under this costume? All right, so I'm happy to be here with you guys at MIT, talking about the spark. You know the spark that it's when people tell you you're crazy. That's when you got the spark. When you go, I want to grow up, I want to be an engineer. Está loco. That's the spark. All right, so I'm here. It's quiet, huh? You guys taking pictures, selfies? When I was growing up, we didn't have clearly the technology that you have today. So we didn't have our own cameras or selfies. We would just have to remember. They go, remember we went to New York? You remember? Oh. When I was growing up, my grandmother raised me, so my grandmother never really wanted to take me anywhere, so she would tell me I'd already been places and that I didn't remember. Like I want to go to Disneyland. You already went. You don't remember? You don't remember? You scratch your back when I pulled you under the fence to get in? Ah. All right, so listen, to all of you guys, it's interesting because you guys are very diverse, and I think that's what this country is going to, right? Diversity, yes, diversity. Diversity, and I believe that if this, because we grew up, it was a very black and white, but the diversity, and even in your faces and stuff like that, you can see it, that if this diversity continues, I think in 20 years, everybody will look like Bruno Mars. So, but here's the thing with you guys, like you guys have all of the technology. Oh my God, hi. All the technology that we didn't have, and I think it makes it easier and it makes it harder in a sense because when we were growing up, we didn't get tested like you guys get tested. Like you guys know if you're allergic to stuff, like all of a sudden now no one can eat a peanut. Does anybody have a peanut allergy? Nobody's going to say, but nobody can eat a peanut because you guys get tested. Even on airplanes, they won't allow peanuts if somebody on the plane can't eat peanuts. So, now, even now, if we're at conflict in other countries, we're easy to figure out because we won't need bombs or anything in 10 years. Whoever we're fighting against could just throw peanuts. And the soldiers would start walking. What's the matter? Peanuts. But the United States is the greatest country. This is the greatest country. I've traveled all around the world, and this is the greatest country to live in and to learn in. Do you agree in that this is the greatest country? Yes. My ancestors are from Mexico, but I don't do well in Mexico. The deeper into Mexico I go, the whiter I get. They're like, are you enjoying Mexico? Oh my God, why is it so hot? So here's the thing, with the way this country is, and you guys, like everything is possible. I think you guys know that, right? That everything is possible in this country. It got awful quiet. That everything is possible. When I grew up, I wanted to be a comedian from the time I was 11. 11 years old. That was 1921. No. So I wanted to be a comedian from the time I was 11 years old, and I just graduated from high school. I was the first one in my family to graduate from high school. Yeah, first one. With a whopping 2.2 grade point average. They almost didn't write it down. It was so low. They almost said, is it worth wasting the ink? 2.2. So when I was a comedian, when I started to become a comedian, it wasn't very easy for me because, I had learning disabilities that went undetected. Now, like I said, you guys get tested. The only test we had when we were growing up, really, is you'd go to the vice principal's office and the guy sat there with like a box with a knob in the middle, and then they had a long wire, and then you put headphones on, and then the guy would turn the knob, and then you go. They go 2.2. But listen, the and education clearly. So when I was growing up, I idolized Richard Pryor. Does anybody know Richard Pryor? Richard Pryor. So he was my idol, and when you pay it forward and you appreciate where you come from, this Sunday he's from Peoria, Illinois. Illinois. I always get it wrong. Illinois. So this Sunday, me and Cedric the Entertainer and Mike Epps and D.L. Hughley and Charlie Murphy and Eddie Griffin are doing a show that I arranged to raise the money to finish the statue for Richard Pryor in Peoria, Illinois. So we're going to do that this Sunday. As a gesture of his inspiration of me as a comedian and as a Latino too. Are there Latino kids here? At MIT, Latinos at MIT. I was at MIT too, Mexican in training when I was younger. But you see healthy stuff now that we didn't see. So you guys have health. You're health conscious. You guys work out. You guys eat right. All of the stuff that you guys have Chipotle now, right? Chipotle. Like we didn't have Chipotle. There wasn't even healthy Mexican food nowhere. I mean, my uncle's cholesterol level, he thought the higher it was, the better it was. So I'd go, Tio, what's your cholesterol level? 95 right now, 195. I'm trying to get to 1,000 by Christmas. My left arm is going numb, so I know I'm going right. So, but Chipotle to me is great because they don't even have a tortilla anymore. You can get a burrito in a bowl. And then everybody pronounces the names wrong, like pollo. It's pollo, and then I'll hear people, hi, can I have some palo? And some pico de culo and some guac. Guac. They've even shortened the name of guacamole to guac. It's better than, listen, the real homemade food, like the kind that puts you to sleep, they don't make anymore because that all had lard. We're lard. We don't eat lard anymore. We're all conscious of our health. The milk, there's 20 kinds of milk now. Nobody drinks whole milk. When we were kids, we drank whole milk. You could hear the cow like when you drank it, you turned it, you could hear but that's all bad. Now people know that's bad. So now there's 100 different kinds of milk, 2%. I was at Starbucks and this lady, everybody's all particular. She says, is this 2%? Because I can only drink 1%. And it tastes like 2%. So I grabbed the coffee. You want 1%? Hang on. There, I spill half. There, it's 1%. When you guys were growing up, you guys have baby monitors. You know how they have the monitors? Everything is for safety. Everything is for safety. Now you have video screens that you can watch the kids sleep. There's a camera over the kid's bed. The kid's in bed. You can call in, Courtney, are you all right? Over. When I was growing up, we just slept. Nobody checked on us. The baby monitor was the other babies that would come outside. I go, what do you want, Gilbert? Gilbert's been crying in the room for 45 minutes by himself. By himself? All right, then go join him. Now you see car seats, it's all safety. 30 buckles. You seeing how a baby goes in there? 30, like he's going to the moon. He sits in there. It takes about an hour and a half to put the buckles on. Just us, one strap across. Your mom would hit the brakes, you'd hit the, and then you'd want to cry, and they'd say, don't look at him, he's going to start crying. And the baby, don't look at him, he'll start crying. Somebody in the future with Barack Obama, we will have I believe we'll have a female president. Now, it could be somebody in here. One of you could become the president. Just remember me in case I jump the fence. But it's encouraging for me to see you guys with your whole life ahead of you. And knowing that you do have a spark inside of you, that you can become successful, that no one can tell you that you can't be. And that if you remain positive and believe in yourself, that good things can happen. Do you agree with that? That good things can happen? You're getting an education. I'm going to go over here. Don't miss me. That you can get an education and that this is the greatest country in the world. It truly is. You know, I started a foundation because 9.5 years ago I was sick and I had a kidney transplant 9.5 years ago, which I had when I was a kid, but my grandmother never took me to the doctor because she would say, you already went. You don't remember? So we didn't go to the doctor when we were growing up, but then now everybody goes to the doctor and everybody's trying to be healthy and everybody wants to live forever. But I will tell you this, that time goes by very fast and that there is no time to waste. So whether you're young or old, you have to make the best of every day because it goes by so fast. And if your parents are alive, take pictures with them and get stories from your family and talk to your grandparents because it does go by fast. Do you agree that it goes by fast? Yeah? All right. So, look at everybody's looking at me. This morning in the hotel, they thought I was a dog whisperer. That was a good one. Yeah. No, this lady goes, wait a minute, I know you. And I said, oh yeah, do you? She goes, yeah. And she tells her friend, Karen, it's Cesar Millan. So I gave her some advice on her dog anyways. I don't think it's going to work. I told her to feed her chocolate. No, I didn't. But I really just wanted to come out here and tell you guys that, you know, I've been working with the Dalai Lama Center for 2 years. I came here 2 years ago. It's always an honor to come back. You know, I'm proud of my heritage to the Latino kids that are here. I'm proud of my heritage. I'm proud to be involved with the center. And also to tell you that, you know, everything is possible. You stay positive. When I was growing up, I used to watch I Love Lucy. You guys watch I Love Lucy? Yeah? That's old. That's some black and white. That's some old stuff. So in the history of TV, and I used to watch these guys, and I used to dream about having my own show, never thinking it was possible. So in the history of TV, only 3 people have ever had a successful sitcom that were Latino. One was Desi Arnaz. He was on I Love Lucy. And one was Freddie Prinze. He was on Chico and the Man. And I'm the 3rd one. So I never imagined that. I never imagined that for me. So I'm just going to say that thank you for listening to me. I hope that your futures are all bright. They should be. Keep your spark lit. And I'm your biggest fans. Okay, so thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate it. Happy Halloween. Enjoy your day. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Xin chào các bạn, mình tô một cái canh nữa nha. đây mình đã hoàn thành một cái với tranh nha các bạn. Bye bye.